behalf of the Lexington Lions Club, it is an extreme honor and a privilege to be part of this anniversary of the dedication of the U.S.S. Lexington Memorial.
As co-chairman of the Veterans and Federal Affairs, I was honored to be named that just 3 months ago. We are dedicated to make sure we don't forget the sacrifices that were made. Our first hearing on Wednesday was to make sure that we have jobs and the opportunities for our soldiers that are coming home and fighting today overseas.
When the Lexington Minutemen found out about this, Sailor of the Year thing that I got recognized for, and they said, would you mind coming up and rededicate this memorial? And I took off like a shot. So this is amazing. I really am honored to be here today. But the Navy is full of legend as well as history, and the Chief Petty Officers of the United States Navy are in keeping of all that heritage and that history and all of our sea stories. So I'm going to tell you a sea story about how I got into the Navy. And that happened around that guy over there's supper table. His dad was a gunner's mate 3rd class on board the U.S.S. Charette, incidentally, which is also a floating museum like the U.S.S. Lexington in Corpus Christi, Texas, in Athens Harbor. And Mr. Mantineo would sit and talk about his time in the Navy and fighting the Japanese in World War II. And sometimes when Mrs. Mantineo was out of earshot, would even tell a sea story about some of his shore liberty. Very interesting tales there. At any rate, he would tell these stories and World War II would come alive. I could hear the bombs splashing and I could hear the water coming over the edge and I could see him sitting there on his 5-inch gun on board the U.S.S. Charette and I said, I am hooked. That is for me. That is where I am going.